So, Mark, welcome and congratulations on being elected as the new president of the DMRF Board of Directors. Really looking forward to working with you in that role. For people who may not know you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with the DMRF? What your connection to dystonia might be?
Sure. I've been involved with the DMRF since about 2003. My son, David, was diagnosed with DYT1 dystonia in 2003 when he was 8 years old. And we had difficulties obtaining a correct diagnosis. It took us about 6 or 7 months. And then later we found out that our 6 or 7 month journey to a diagnosis was actually relatively short compared to what others have gone through. Over the subsequent 14 years, David endured a lot. He had trouble walking and writing. He had to give up most of his childhood activities. And for a time in 6th grade, he was confined to a wheelchair. He took oral medications that had some benefit in curbing his symptoms, but they had significant side effects that got worse as he grew older. So his ordeal impacted not only him, but impacted his younger sister and my wife and I. So we definitely had experienced the impact to our entire family of David's dystonia. After years of contemplation, David had DBS in 2017. And although that hasn't been a cure, it's been life-changing in terms of getting him off of the medications and the side effects, and has significantly improved his dystonia symptoms.
Yeah, and I think as you recognized, his length of time to diagnosis was actually really quite fast. And that may be because you guys are in an urban area, right? You're in the Los Angeles area. A lot of people around the country, it takes, as we know now, 3 to 5 years to get an accurate diagnosis. So, yeah.
We did have the benefit of a lot of healthcare providers available to us. So when we from one and we didn't get an answer that we thought was the accurate depiction of what David was going through, we could move to another one because we had another one that could be referred to us in the Los Angeles area.
Sure, sure. So how did you get connected with the DMRF then?
Well, interestingly, the neurologist, and it was the third neurologist that we had gone to, who correctly diagnosed David, was Dr. John Menkes, who was one of the founders of the DMRF. And that was that was just coincidence. And he just mentioned that there is this foundation that can provide support and information as we go through this journey.
Yeah. And you've been connected with the DMRF now. Both you and Diane, your wife, have been members of the board for a number of years now, and you've served as treasurer. What motivates you to stay on the board? And, because David's doing well now, he's had DBS, and arguably your family could move on. Why do you continue to serve?
Well, I'm motivated by the knowledge that I'm making a difference for my son, my family, and others who have to endure what we went through. We have met a lot of people in our years with the DMRF that have gone through or are about to embark upon the journey that our family went on. And we really want to pay it forward. We were the recipients of so many wonderful people who helped us when we were starting out. And now that we've gone through this experience, and I want to say the experience is not over. We're still, going through
That's a good point.
Experience. But we have a lot of years behind us in this, and we really want to help support those that are coming after us, just like those who came before us helped us.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. What are you looking forward to for the DMRF and this year and the next few years ahead?
Well, I've worked very closely with Art Kessler, our previous president, and I'm going to look forward to continuing to work with him as he remains on the board and helps move the foundation forward. We have a lot of work still to do. We've made a lot of progress, but there's still much work to do. And I think the foundation has a lot of momentum. And I want to keep that momentum going. The pace of scientific research has been accelerating faster and faster. I want the foundation to take advantage of that, and the researchers that we have on our scientific board are right in the midst of the acceleration of scientific progress. So we want to keep them engaged. I'm looking forward to bringing new researchers into the fold of dystonia research. I would like to continue our ongoing push to increase awareness. I think dystonia is still not a very commonly known disorder to many people. And I would like to be at the point where people who don't have a connection with dystonia recognize the name dystonia and actually recognize some of the symptoms.
Yeah, that would be great.
I want to work closely with our support leaders and continuing to provide support to the community. I think the last 2 years have really demonstrated how critical it is to have a support system that's readily available. And I think some of our support community has felt maybe a little isolated, where they weren't able to attend in-person support meetings like they were before the COVID lockdowns. We've taken advantage of technology, and I think that's been one benefit of the lockdowns. I think that we need, going forward, to have a good mix of in-person and technologically enabled support facilities so that we can take care of our community, whether they're in a large metropolitan area like I am, or whether they're isolated in a rural area and don't have the means or maybe the physical ability to travel to see a resource or another dystonia afflicted person.
Yeah.
I'm looking really forward to working with the advocacy group and continuing our advocacy efforts in Washington, D.C. We leverage as many government services as possible to help our community. And I'm also looking forward to working with you, Janet, the staff and the board, in evolving our new mental health advisory council. I think we've also seen that mental health is an area that needs focus, and this new council, I think, will be able to address that need we've seen in the community.
Yeah.
And then finally, I'd like to do a lot of this in person rather than doing it all via Zoom.
Yeah, yeah, I think we can all agree with you on that. So, and I know I can speak for on behalf of the staff when I say we're all looking forward to working with you in support of those plans. We've made great progress, but we've got a lot of work to do yet, and I know we'll get there. And so, thank you for your leadership and your dedication. And now we just got to go do it.
We just have to do it. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Mark.